Hell yeah. And the fog sets in. Interesting evening ahead. New fridge. Big fridge. 42 litre. Running off my deep cycle battery, hooked to the solar panel, got all that wiring cleaned up under there. New, oh it's second hand, I bought it back from WA when I flew back, colour sounder. Just got to fit the transducer on the transom when I get pulled out of the water, but it's sort of running for the meantime. Got all that wiring all cleaned up in there. Probably can't see because it's too dark. And also a switch for the water. For the water pump. I'll make up a bit of a bracket thing to put that switch there like that or something. So yeah, a bit of mucking around today, bit of wiring, and all things are good. The new house battery setup, positive bus bar, negative bus bar, 102 amp hour deep cycle battery, DC to DC charger, and I've hooked the solar which comes in here. I've hooked that back up to my old charge controller, and that's hooked up to the main engine battery because the solar wasn't putting out enough volts to kick the DC to DC charger in. So that's got a solar option on it obviously, but yeah, I haven't got enough solar power to make that work, so I've gone back to a separate system again with me solar. So that keeps the main two engine batteries, the main engine battery, that solar just keeps putting in all the time, and my AM FM radio runs off that battery. and I use that quite a bit. So it's pretty good, because when I start the engine, that charges the engine battery to full, and as soon as it does that, it switches, the DC-DC charger switches it over into the house battery. So I've got 2 levels of charge. I've also got a battery charger down the front there, so when I'm on shore power I can charge either one battery or the other. Yeah, it's redundancy all over the place. I'm currently out on the river, anchored up, just getting a bit of housework done, vacuuming my floors. This little car vacuum cleaner's pretty good. It does a pretty good job really for what it is. So we're getting all a bit cleaned up, and I'm running my fridge on off the house battery at the moment, just so I can drop some levels in that battery and make sure that my DC to DC charger is doing what it should do, which it is. And I've got a piece of the sun's going to kill you. I've got a piece of plastic that I'm going to mould, going to try and mould over that battery and sort of enclose that whole area there, and then I'll put a vent out through the gunnel here, just to get rid of any vapour from that battery, and also to close that off so nothing can fall in there and earth anything out or whatever. So it's got a cover on it. I've got this strap on here at the moment just to keep that battery there, but the idea is that piece of plastic, when it's screwed in there or on there, still not sure how I'm going to do it yet, that'll hold the battery in there as well, so I can get rid of that strap. So that's the next job. I bought a heat gun today, nice and cheap, $39 at Bunnings, and I'll endeavour to heat that up and bend it and mould it so it sort of makes it fit. I just done a dunny run and emptied my toilet and my sink water, and it's a beautiful afternoon. So I'm gonna sit down, relax, and I'll have a beer, I reckon. Righto. Catch you again soon. We're going to weigh anchor for the first time with the new winch. Just undo this clip. Out of the way. And this should be all done from the helm. See how it goes. Well, that didn't go quite as planned. Try that again. Well, we've got an issue there. Rope keeps getting caught. In there. Right, so we've got some issues there, but pulls it up. So we'll have to do something about that. As you can see, I've got a couple of bends in this plastic now. Seems to be working alright. But I've been inspired by this idea from a YouTube channel that I've been watching called Project Brewpig. There are a couple up in Queensland that are rebuilding a sunken trawler. They've done this with this stuff to protect one of their electrical boxes in their boat. So I've gained a bit of knowledge from them about how they've done it. That way you can see into the battery, you can see what's going on, and it also it's going to vent that battery. So we'll keep cracking on, and at some point I've got to cut this stuff, which is a bit of a mission in itself. It's turned into an absolute beautiful day. It's quite warm. Got all the hatches open on the boat, and we've finally, nearly, almost got this battery box cover thing done. Got a nice bends in it, screwed off each side, sort of sealed at the top. I might put a bit of foam insulation stuff on it just to take up the gaps. There's a little gap here, and there's two gaps each end, one there and one up that side. So, and I'll make up a bit of a gland thing for those cables that run through there. So we've got a couple of holes down the bottom, but the idea is heat rises, so it should draw through there, not draw out. And I'll put that vent just on the gunnel, sort of there somewhere. But I'm pretty happy. It was a hell of a fight. It was cut and drill and bend and then take it off and drill and cut and bend again. It's not the most professional thing in the world, but I think it's going to do the job. It's definitely going to hold that battery in there, that's for sure. That's not going to come out of there. So yeah, I think I've got it. Very picturesque little road. Windy. It's gravel, but it's a really good nick. And it snakes all the way down the hill and all the way up the hill. Lovely big trees in here. Beautiful little spot. Very hilly country through here. We've just passed through Lenswood. On our way to Roberthal now, or Roberthal Road, or both. Anyway, yeah, just passed through Lenswood. Came down through a really windy cut just back there. Didn't have the camera running. Running through the valley here now. Flint hills, trees, beautiful little road. Nice dead kangaroo just there. Right at the front of the boat here now. It's a beautiful morning. Flat calm, no wind. Supposed to be some wind this evening, a bit of rain tomorrow, but that's all good. But I think I'll fix the anchor problem. Before, the rope was jamming in between the roller and the guide, but you might be able to see the stainless steel bolt I'll put through. I'll just put that through and tighten it right up, and it's narrowed that gap. So this thin little line, this thin blue stuff here, should not get caught anymore. When I go for a drive today, we'll have a bit of a test and see what happens. The boat's pretty dirty. She needs a good wash. It's got all this black mouldy sort of shit on it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I am coming out of the water soon. Another couple of weeks maybe. So we'll see what happens.